Hi teachers, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, we talk everything special education. If that interests you, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. Today, we are delving into a topic that's both complex and incredibly important: understanding autism spectrum disorders. Join me as we explore what autism is, how it affects individuals, and how we can create supportive environments for those on the spectrum. Go ahead and comment below and let me know why you're watching this video. Are you a special education teacher trying to learn more, a para, or do you have a child with autism or a relative, or what inspires you to learn more about autism? Go ahead and comment below. Autism spectrum disorder, which is also known as ASD, is a developmental disorder that affects communication, social interactions, and behavior. It's called a spectrum because it definitely is a spectrum. It encompasses a wide range of symptoms and severity levels, from mild to severe. No two individuals with autism are exactly alike, which makes it very interesting to me. Some may have difficulty with social skills and communication, while others may excel in certain areas such as math, music, or art. It's essential to recognize and celebrate the strengths and abilities of each person on the spectrum. It is not a disease to be cured, but a difference to be understood and accepted. This is the biggest thing, especially if you have a child with autism. You should not try to fix your kid. You just need to accept their differences and embrace their uniqueness. By creating inclusive environments and providing appropriate support and accommodations, special education teachers and parents can help individuals with autism thrive and definitely reach their full potential. One common misconception about autism is that it's solely a childhood disorder. However, autism is a lifelong condition, and individuals with autism continue to grow, learn, and develop throughout their lives. Another misconception is that individuals with autism lack empathy or emotions, which is simply just not true. They may express emotions differently, but they are capable of deep feelings and connections. ASD can present in various ways, and individuals may experience a combination of symptoms to a differing degree. Here are some common symptoms associated with autism. The first is social challenges, and this is probably the most common, but again, not every person with autism has troubles socially. People with social challenge may have difficulty understanding social cues such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. Struggles with initiating or maintaining conversations, difficulty making and maintaining friendships, limited interest in sharing experiences, emotions, or interests with others. Other communication difficulties might be delayed speech and language development, difficulty understanding and using language effectively, limited or repetitive use of language, for example, echolalia, which is repeating words or phrases. Difficulty with nonverbal communication, such as gestures and facial expressions. The next is repetitive behaviors and interests. People might engage in repetitive movements or behaviors, for example, hand flapping, rocking, spinning objects. The next common trait that a person with autism might have is insistence on sameness or routines. And I should mention, of course, any person with or without autism might have these tendencies, like, I love my routines, trust me. People with autism might have intense or focused interests in specific topics or objects, often to the exclusion of other activities. Another common trait that you might see with a person with autism is sensory sensitivities. Heightened sensitivity or hyposensitivity to sensory stimuli, for example, lights and sounds or even textures. The next is overwhelmed or distressed by sensory input, leading to sensory seeking or sensory avoidant behaviors. Unusual reactions to sensory stimuli, such as covering ears in response to loud noises or avoiding certain textures of clothing. Difficulties with executive functioning. Challenges with organizing, planning, and time management. Difficulty with problem solving and flexible thinking. A person with autism might be very impulsive or have difficulties with impulse control. Hyperfocus on specific tasks or interests, leading to difficulty transitioning to other activities. Another thing I wanted to talk about was co-occurring conditions. Many individuals with autism have co-occurring conditions such as ADHD, anxiety disorders, depression, or intellectual disabilities. Sleep disturbances and motor coordination difficulties may also also be present in some individuals with autism. So remember, not every person with autism has all of these tendencies. Just make sure that you accept the person with autism that you are working with, or your child, or whatever the person may be. Accept them. Don't try to change them. The exact cause of autism spectrum disorder is not fully understood right now, and it is believed to be a complex combination of genetic and environmental factors. Here are some key factors that researchers have identified as potential contributions to the development of autism. Genetic research suggests that genetics play a significant role in the development of autism. Studies have found that certain genetic mutations and variations may increase the risk of autism. It's also been observed that autism tends to run in families, with siblings of individuals with autism having a higher likelihood of being diagnosed themselves. Something kind of interesting to me that I did learn a while ago, so I would have to look up recent research, but I believe this isn't the exact statistic, but it was something like this. Out of every person who is diagnosed with autism, only 1 out of 9 of them are female, and 8 out of 9 of them are male. So some people say that this is because females with autism might present differently than some of the typical autism traits. They do think that one of the chromosomes, since females have an X and an X chromosome and males have an X and a Y chromosome, they think that maybe something on the Y chromosome might be linked to autism. But again, right now research shows that there could be a true genetic link, and environmental factors may perhaps be a factor also. Environmental factors may influence the risk of autism, although their specific role is still being studied. Factors such as prenatal exposure to certain substances, for example, medications or toxins, maternal health during pregnancy, and complications during childbirth have been investigated as potential contributors. Abnormalities in brain development are thought to play a role in the development of autism. Studies have shown differences in brain structure and function in individuals with autism compared to neurotypical individuals. These differences may affect how the brain processes information and interacts with the environment. The next is immune system dysfunction. Some research suggests that abnormalities in the immune system may be associated with autism. Immune system dysfunction, including inflammation and autoimmune reactions, has been observed in some individuals with autism. Another potential that might be linked to autism involves the changes in gene expression without changes to the underlying DNA sequence. Someone who's a biology major might understand this a little bit more, but I thought that that was interesting, that it may also contribute to development of autism. It's really important to note, though, that autism is complex, and there is likely not a single cause that applies to all individuals with autism. Rather, it is believed to result from a combination of genetic predispositions and environmental influences. Further research is definitely needed to fully understand the underlying mechanisms of autism and to develop effective interventions. Another really important thing that I'd like to mention, I spoke with a doctor in my family about this, and just so you guys know, one of the biggest myths, and actually it's pretty upsetting, is that autism is caused by vaccines. There is zero, and I mean zero, research that concludes this. This person in my family who's a doctor even went in all of the medical journals and looked up this fact to make sure for me for this video. So anyone who thinks that your child or student may have autism because of vaccines, you're just wrong. So we don't need to get into that. But misinformation is really scary in the world nowadays, so I definitely wanted to mention that. So how can we create supportive environments for individuals with autism? It starts with understanding and acceptance, like I've said. Educate yourself and others about autism, promote inclusion and diversity, and provide accommodations and support as needed. Practice patience, empathy, and kindness in your interactions, and focus on the strengths and abilities of each individual. Together, we can work towards a world where individuals with autism are valued, respected, and empowered to thrive. By fostering understanding, acceptance, and support, we can create a more inclusive and compassionate society for everyone. So go ahead and comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe not about the vaccines, because we don't need any political stuff on here, but let me know your thoughts and tell me a little bit more about the people you know with autism. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe. If you are looking for some more free resources for your classroom, make sure to check out the links in the description of this video. Also, I have a bunch of activities available in my TPT shop that you can purchase for your special education classroom. My TPT shop is called ActiviTeacher. I hope you all have a fantastic week. Happy teaching!